Ahoy, peace and blessings. Welcome back. Today we're doing a 6-card tarot spread for the new moon in Taurus. Alright, think of a number 1, 2, or 3. I'll put the timestamps in the video. You can jump to that time in the video. The first card represents your current self. The second card represents your God, assistance from the spirit realm, and other helpful energy that may be attracted to you right now. The third card represents energy you can control. The fourth card represents your challenge, any negativity, your shadow side. The fifth card represents energy that's not worth controlling, energy you can get rid of, energy that's not that useful to be in right now. The sixth card represents your future self and the potential version of you, if you do everything right this month. If you pick number 1, your first card is the Four of Swords. Samies teaches grammar, logic, and rhetoric, can make one appear like a soldier. So it's a man riding a horse with a trident looking weapon. Number is 66. So right now maybe you're on a quest. It feels like you have to go somewhere alone. You may be isolated from other people. There's not going to be a lot of other people riding horses with tridents. You get what I mean? So you may feel like a vagabond right now. You may feel like a loner right now. You get what I mean? But you're also very strong. You're also very wise. Maybe you're in the search of more wisdom. Maybe you're in the search of more understanding, right? Maybe you're in the search of more land. Soldiers, a lot of time, are very stressed out. You get what I mean? Soldiers live a very stressful life. You get what I mean? So, maybe I can help you out with that. Second card represents your God. It's the Four of Wands person in reverse. Right, knows all things hidden, answers truly about things earthly or divine. Number is 20. Right, it's a man with a lion head with a trumpet riding a bear. Alright, this card usually represents celebration. You get what I mean? Being with friends, partying. But since it's in reverse, okay, right now you should be celebrating yourself. You get what I mean? Spend time alone, right? It seems like it's a good time to be in the cave. You get what I mean? It's a good time to be introverted, to be isolated. It doesn't have to be miserable. It doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be depressing. You get what I mean? You should be comfortable being in your own skin. You should be comfortable having a party by yourself. You get what I mean? Having a drink by yourself, going out to eat by yourself. All right, you and your angels, your spirit guides seem to be aligned, right? The Four of Swords and the Four of Wands, you guys both have that 4 energy. All right, you are good at it in one way. Your angels, your spirit guides are good at it in another way. So maybe they can help you, you get what I mean, go to where you're going. Maybe they can help point out what is good for you, what is bad for you. You get what I mean, where you should go, where you shouldn't go. Maybe you're trying to make a decision right now. Maybe you don't want to keep fighting. You get what I mean? Maybe you're leaving the fight. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It seems like your spirit guides are telling you it's a good time to leave the fight. You get what I mean? You can bring the loot to yourself. You keep that treasure to yourself. You don't have to share your treasure with everyone. Your third card, energy you can control, is the Knight of Wands, the Thin, represented by the number 18. Teaches the value of herbs and stones, transport anyone suddenly from one place to another. Okay, but this is in reverse, right? So it's like freedom in reverse, right? So maybe it's a good time to be at home. Maybe you can control your home now. Maybe you just got a new house. Maybe you just got a new apartment. You get what I mean? Maybe you just feel more at home in your body. You should be feeling at home in your body right now. All right, you might be frustrated that you have to spend time alone right now. You may be frustrated that, it's better to be in the house right now. It's better to be by yourself right now. Maybe you are a very social person. You get what I mean? But things change like the seasons. It's a time to be extroverted. It's a time to be introverted. It's a time to go out. It's a time to be alone. This card represents transporting people from one place to another, but it's in reverse, right? So people have to stay still right now. Maybe there's delays. You get what I mean? Maybe you're delaying something from yourself. Maybe you're delaying something from someone else. All right, maybe you're frustrated because you can't go the places you want to go. You get what I mean? Maybe you are a soldier and you want it to be, at a certain base, right? You want it to be at a certain country, but they're putting you somewhere else, right? You wanted your family to be in one place, but your family's somewhere else right now. But just know you can control how you feel about that. You know, you can still try to, feel as good as you can, right? You can still try to squeeze the juice out of the situation, right? The fourth card, which is your challenge, your shadow, is the Eight of Pentacles. Zagnan, represented by the number 61. Turns water into wine and back again, turns blood into wine, turns any metal into illegal tender coins, makes fools wise. All right, but this is in reverse, right? So it's going to make people who are wise dumb. You get what I mean? Maybe that's a challenge to you. Maybe your wine is turning into water, right? Maybe your wine is turning into blood. You know, it seems like you're financially doing okay right now, but things can be set back by you. You get what I mean? You may be the problem in this situation. I'm just being 100%. Sounds like you're the problem. All right, you want it to be wine everywhere, right? Remember, the ocean's supposed to be water. You know, it can't just be wine 24 hours a day. You get what I mean? You have to drink water. You have to be dedicated. You get what I mean? You have to take your time with things. Your biggest challenge, it seems like right now, is patience. It seems like you have what you want. You know, you're getting closer to what you want, but it's taking time. Maybe you feel like you have to go somewhere else. You think, things will be, maybe you think things will work out better in another location. All right, and this in reverse is turning money into metal, right? So maybe you're spending money recklessly. You get what I mean? Spending money you shouldn't be spending, right? Maybe your partner is mad how you're spending money. Maybe your subconscious is mad about how you're spending money. You get what I mean? So maybe you should start saving more, right? Be alone, make your house more comfortable. You get what I mean? Take care of yourself. Maybe you're trying to take care of other people. All right, the fifth card, which is energy that's not worth controlling, is the Six of Swords Seer, represented by number 70. Travels the world in an instant and brings anything anywhere. Gives the truth about thefts and hidden treasures, willing to do anything one commands. All right, maybe you are a traveler, but you're just not able to travel right now. Maybe your flights were getting delayed. You get what I mean? Maybe your car needed an oil change. Maybe you needed some new tires. You get what I mean? Something could be troubling you with your transportation, right? Maybe you're trying to plan a trip this month, right? But you have to wait till next month. You get what I mean? Maybe you have to save more money. Maybe the people you're going with have to save more. You get what I mean? Maybe you want a certain car, but, it's taking longer to get fixed or something like that. Maybe you're experiencing things you didn't ask for. Maybe you see someone else in your life being able to travel freely while you have to be in one place. You get what I mean? It's important not to be jealous, not to be envious, not to be prideful. You get what I mean? Know your time will come, right? But everything isn't just going to happen overnight. Everything just isn't instant. Maybe you should work more with the earth and the fire element instead of the water and the air element right now. The moon is in Taurus, right? So this whole month is good to work with the earth element. Maybe that's just not in your nature. You get what I mean? But you can try more. Try to ground yourself more. Ground yourself into who you truly are. Not into who you want to be, but who you are already. Your sixth card, which represents your future self, is the Seven of Cups, Ose, represented by number 57. Makes one cunning in liberal sciences, give true answers on divine and secret things, able to turn others into different forms and convince them that the change is real. By the end of this month, you'll have a lot of options given to you. Maybe you'll be able to move around more. You get what I mean? You'll be more free, right? You'll be able to choose one of many options, maybe one of many trips, maybe one of many different people. All right, maybe one of many different jobs. All right, you should be able to find more answers that you're looking for. But a lot of this stuff is inside of you, because maybe you're traveling somewhere, but it could also be internal travel. It could also be astral travel. These options may be inside of you. Do you want to live in your ego? Do you not? Do you want to be prideful? Do you not? Do you want to be lustful? Do you not? Do you want to be arrogant? You get what I mean? Do you want to be boastful, right? Do you want to blow a lot of money? You get what I mean? Or do you want to save right now? Do you want to You get what I mean? Look forward to the future. You know, next month there's always new opportunities, right? Every day there's always new opportunities. So don't try to feel so bad just because one day you have to be at home. You get what I mean? One day you get everything you want, but you don't get the people. The right people will come. You get what I mean? Maybe these people just aren't in your pack, right? Maybe these people just aren't in your family for real, right? So maybe you should spend more time with your family. You get what I mean? Instead of these strangers, instead of these friends, right? Because you have a lot to give. You know, maybe you can share that wealth with your family and your close ones and not someone you just met. You know, even though you may feel great about this person, you know, you may feel like you relate to this person a lot. You may feel like you can show this person a lot of new things. You know, it may feel like you have the truth of the world figured out. But if someone isn't going to listen to you, they're just not going to listen to you. But I would spend this month just building, you know, building your foundation, right? Maybe you do have a business. Maybe you're trying to start a business. You know, stay focused on the home front. You know, Taurus represents the home a lot. Most Tauruses love beautiful homes. They want their home to feel good. They want their home to feel like heaven, right? So a lot of times heaven isn't outside of yourself, it's in you, right? But a lot of times we can feel like there's hell inside of us, or we can feel like there's heaven inside of us. It's really up to us. I'm shuffling the deck for the next set, but I just wanted to add something, okay? Maybe, you know, to spruce up your home, to make your home feel better, instead of trying to buy that one big thing, you know, that one thing you've been wanting, maybe buy 7 smaller things. You get what I mean? That will still help you feel, you know, better. That'll still change your environment. That'll still add more positive energy into your home. Maybe you do want to go on that trip, you get what I mean? But you can't go on that trip right now. You know, maybe you do want to go to Hawaii. You know, maybe you could focus on trying to make your home feel like Hawaii. You get what I mean? Put some tropical plants in your house, right? Start eating more tropical fruits. You get what I mean? Bring more tropical fruits into your home, right? Start changing the way you dress. Buy more, you get what I mean, floral shirts and sandals and things like that. You know, try to make your home feel like a vacation. You get what I mean? Until that time comes where you can go for real. Maybe you do want to go to Japan, right? But you can't go on that trip right now. Maybe start buying more Japanese things, adding more Japanese things to your home. You get what I mean? I think that will help you a lot. All right, if you pick number 2, this is your read. While I was shuffling, this card came out, the 2 of Cups. Celos, represented by the number 19, causes the love of women to men and of men to women. Okay, maybe this means something to you. This is the card of love, card of soulmates. You get what I mean? 2 cups, 2 plates. You get what I mean? Dates, things like that, right? Maybe you found your soulmate for real. Maybe you're someone's soulmate. Maybe, you know, someone thinks you're their soulmate. You get what I mean? I just wanted to add this card in. All right, your first card, which represents yourself, is the 8 of Swords, Falcolor. Kills by drowning and can sink ships, controls the seas and the winds, will spare any life by request. Okay, this is in reverse, right? So maybe you're more free. You get what I mean? You're able to control the oceans right now. You know, it seems like you can control your emotions right now. You get what I mean? It seems like you're in a healthy emotional state, right? This is in reverse. All right, seems like you have a lot of freedom right now. You get what I mean? Seems like you can do whatever you want right now. Seems like you don't have that many responsibilities, or if you do have responsibilities, they're taken care of. The second card, which represents your God, assistance from the spirit realm, and other helpful energy, is the King of Pentacles. Beareth in reverse, represented by number 28, turns any metal into gold, gives one high office and titles, answers questions about past, present, and future. It seems like right now you're helping your angels. You get what I mean? This is in reverse, right? If this was forward, you get what I mean? It would be your angels are helping turn you into gold, you know, helping your alchemy, helping your ascension, right? Answering your questions about the past, present, and future, right? But in reverse, it seems like you already have those answers. You and your angels know the same thing. That's what it sounds like. You know, maybe your angels are happy you're in love. You get what I mean? Maybe your angels are happy you're free right now. You get what I mean? I know whenever I'm feeling good, my angels are feeling good too. When I'm in a happy relationship, you know, my angels are less stressed. You get what I mean? That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're in a really good spot right now. You get what I mean? Your third card is energy you can control, which is the Queen of Swords, Andrealphus. represented by number 65, teaches geometry and measurements, increases one's own intelligence, can transform a person into a bird. Okay, right now it sounds like you can make people fly, right? You can make people feel good. You get what I mean? Maybe your soulmate is feeling really good right now. You know, I really love positive readings. I really love positive readings, man. All right, seems like you guys are getting smarter together. You guys are able to build. You get what I mean? And maybe if you are alone, you know, maybe that energy will come to you. Maybe that energy is playing out in another way. You know, you could be in love with yourself, right? Self-love. Maybe you're taking care of yourself. Maybe you're taking care of your partner, right? You guys are taking care of each other, right? Your angels are taking care of you. You get what I mean? Sounds like you have a lot of help right now, right? Geometry and measurements, right? That's math, right? So maybe a lot of money's coming your way. Sounds like you can control your money, you know. Make sure you stay in that energy, right? You can control your measurements, right? Which is time. You know, keep being in control of your time. You know, you're really blessed right now. That's all I'm telling you. I hope you know how blessed you are. You get what I mean? That's what this reading is really telling me. You get what I mean? Maybe you're not hearing your angels, right? They're telling me right now, you know, you're blessed. You get what I mean? You're lucky right now, right? You're peacocking. You get what I mean? You're colorful. You're vibrant. You get what I mean? You're in a good energy, right? Especially if you're dealing with your soulmate. Maybe you're dealing with your twin flame. Your fourth card is your challenge, your negativity, your shadow self, which is the Ace of Cups, beer, represented by number 10. Teaches philosophy and the uses of herbs, heals all diseases and disorders, brings good familiars. All right, this is a pretty good card to have in this position, honestly. Maybe you're just new to love. You get what I mean? Maybe you never met your soulmate before, for real. You get what I mean? Maybe you never felt this way about yourself. Maybe you never felt this way about the world, you know. But your mind and your thoughts can sabotage it. You get what I mean? I'm saying that from experience. Don't let your mind and your thoughts sabotage your actions. You know, sabotage your heart, sabotage your love. You know, you can really let go, seems like, right? Birds, let go, freedom. You get what I mean? You're free right now, so don't let your mind, your thoughts ruin it. You know, your shadow self. You know, maybe you're not really feeling a lot of your shadow self right now, but remember, it's always there. You know, your mind, your thoughts, your bad habits. You get what I mean? Your baggage, right? So don't feel, you know, super negative about your baggage, right? You're really dealing with your soulmate, you know. You guys can talk about anything. You know, you're dealing with yourself, you know. You can ask God. You can ask your angels for anything. You get what I mean? Don't let baggage hold you down. Don't let your past experiences hold you down. You get what I mean? They got a lot of feet. Try not to step on any toes. You know, don't try to step on your soulmate's toes. You get what I mean? The little prince, little princess, whoever you're talking to, whoever you're talking to, you know, make sure you treat them like they're special. Know they're special. Know they're valuable. You get what I mean? Know they have a shadow side too, but, you know, you guys are living in light right now. You know, just my own personal advice, you know, the honeymoon phase is a real thing. Try to make your honeymoon phase last forever, especially dealing with your soulmate. The honeymoon phase can really last forever. All right, 5, which is the energy not worth controlling, is the 3 of Swords, Ram, in reverse. Number 40, steals treasures from kings, destroys cities and the dignities of men, tells of things past, present, and future, causes love between friends and foes. So this is like jealousy. You get what I mean? Don't let your jealous nature, you know, ruin your love. You get what I mean? There's nothing to be jealous about, right? Your opportunities are your own. Your love is your own. You get what I mean? Steals treasures from kings. In reverse, it steals kings from treasure, right? You're a king. Don't let them take your treasure. And that could be you. That could be your shadow side. You get what I mean? You're an angel. You're a god. You have a devil side. You have a demon side. Don't let them take the treasure from you. You get what I mean? It could be yourself. It could be someone else. You get what I mean? Remember, this is in reverse, right? It's just easier to read this way. Destroys cities and the dignities of men, right? So this is building cities, right? So don't build walls. Don't build walls around your love. You get what I mean? Make sure your love is free. Don't build walls around yourself. Make sure you're free. You get what I mean? Freedom and peace is very important, especially dealing with love, especially dealing with relationships, especially dealing with this Taurus energy. You know, Taurus controls a lot of love. Don't build cities. You get what I mean? Build homes, right? If that makes sense. Don't build fortresses. You get what I mean? Don't build barricades. No one else will be able to put you in a box. You know, no one else will be able to put you in a barricade, right? You and your soulmate and your angel, even your shadow side, you get what I mean? The things you control, it's all on your side right now. It's really just don't destroy it. You get what I mean? Don't throw stones in glass houses. Tells of things past, present, and future. So don't be worried about the past. Don't be worried about the present. Don't be worried about the future. You get what I mean? That's really all good right now. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's really not worth worrying about. You get what I mean? You think she's jealous. You think he's jealous. They're not. You think he or she is doing something, cheating on you. They're not. That's what they're telling you right now. A lot of people don't watch this. A lot of people don't watch my content, so I feel very secure saying that. I don't think they're cheating on you, man. I don't think they're putting their treasure into another king's hands. I don't think they're putting their treasure into another queen's hands. I didn't know this was going to be a love reading. This happened, though. But, it's Taurus, though. Taurus, all about love. But your 6th card, which represents your future self, the possibilities you have at the end of this month, it's the Knight of Cups, Beleth, represented by the number 13, causes all the love that may be both of men and women. This is in reverse. Sounds like by the end of this, you'll be good. You'll know not to love everyone. Everyone doesn't deserve your love. The love you're giving to your soulmate, the love you're giving to yourself, the love you're giving to your angels, the opportunities you have, those are just for you. It's not for everyone. You get what I mean? You're the alpha, right? You're the head of the pack. You're the head of your life. You get what I mean? You can't just be giving out your treasure to anyone. It seems like by the end of the month, you'll understand that. I hope you understand this now. I don't want you to go through that hard lesson. Just listen to me. Keep your love sacred. Keep yourself sacred. You are a divine being. You get what I mean? You're living in light right now. Everyone has a shadow. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You get what I mean? Don't let your mind, your negative thoughts, those thoughts you can't control, those emotions you can't control, you get what I mean, just pop into your head. It's not you. You can dissociate from them. You can dissociate from it for real. You know what I mean? Just try to find peace. Try not to be overprotective. Try not to be overbearing. You get what I mean? Freedom is important. Make sure you're free. Make sure your partner's free. I feel like as long as you're not overprotective, overbearing, you're not jealous, you're not letting your shadow side win when you have all this help. You get what I mean? By the end of the month, you should be good. Try to enjoy that Taurus energy. You get what I mean? Taurus is ruled by Venus. It's a lot of love, beauty, creativity, passion, a lot of fine things. So enjoy yourself this month. If you pick number 3, this is your reading. Your first card, which represents your current self, is the 7 of Cups. So say, represented by number 57, makes one cunning in liberal sciences, gives true answers on divine and secret things, able to turn others into different forms and convince them that the change is real. So right now you have a lot of options. There's a lot of things you can make real right now. There's a choice you have right now. Just be careful what you choose. Again, I mean, most of it is good, but people do choose bad things. Some people choose to go to Vegas and gamble away their house and their marriage. So be careful what you choose. Try to choose more divine things, right? You're on this channel, you're talking to me. Try to choose love. Try to choose yourself. You know what I mean? All these options, it all goes back to you, right? Which is the self. So whatever is the best for you. Your second card, which represents your guide, assistance from the spiritual realm, and other helpful energy, is the High Priestess in reverse, represented by 71. Teaches art and science, knows the secret thoughts of all and can change them. Causes love, shows visions of the world. Okay, but this is in reverse, right? So teaches art and science. Maybe someone is teaching you destruction. You get what I mean? Knows the secret thoughts of all. Maybe these are more public. You get what I mean? Everything is not a secret. Some things people do in public. There's public thoughts. Right? You can change people's public thoughts. You know what I mean? Maybe you can destroy someone publicly right now. Maybe that's what's on your mind. You could choose some negativity right now. Your angels will even help you. You get what I mean? Angels are warriors. Angels are soldiers. You get what I mean? You don't want to piss the High Priestess off, right? So maybe you don't got a guardian angel. Maybe you got a guardian demon for real. You get what I mean? A lot of us, you get what I mean? This card represents it perfectly, right? There's two sides, right? There's the angel and the demon. It's one form, right? It's the higher self, the lower self. You get what I mean? It's the version of you in heaven. It's the version of you in hell. Right? Causes love, you know what I'm saying? We could cause hate. Maybe a lot of people hating on you right now. Maybe you want to choose something that makes more people hate on you. I feel like we'd be friends or something, for real. Maybe, you know what I mean? You got a lot of options. So's visions of the world, you know, so maybe you can show the world your vision, right? Because you have a lot of things to choose. If you choose yourself, you know what I mean? Yourself comes first, right? Your angels want you to choose you. No matter if you're an angel or a demon, maybe you're good or bad, right? It sounds like maybe whatever you are, you get what I mean? Whatever that duality is in you, you know, maybe you do have split personalities, or, you know what I mean? Maybe someday you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Still choose you no matter what. That's what your angels want you to do. Your angels, your God, your ancestors aren't judging you. You get, I mean, it seems like you're in a position where you can do a lot of different things. Some of those things aren't good. They might be fun though. They might be fun though. You know, I ain't telling you to crash out. You know what I'm saying? It seems like you crash out right now. Maybe someone did something bad to you. I don't know. You know, I don't know the full story yet. All right, the third card, energy you can control. The Lovers, Zipar, represented by the number 16, causes women to love men and brings them together in love, can make women barren. All right, I had to charge my phone. I don't know exactly where I left off, but I know we're talking about the Lovers. All right, the traditional image of this is two lovers being helped by the Archangel Raphael. All right, this represents energy you can control. You get what I mean? Seems like your guardian angel is really on go with you. You know, you have the power to cause a lot of good things right now, right? You can pick a lot of good. That's what it's seeming like. Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter about your past, doesn't matter about your mistakes, doesn't matter about your bad days. Right now, during this month, all right, you have the power to make good things, good long-lasting things. You know, right now you can control your relationships, you can control your life, you can control what position you're in. You get what I mean? You can choose to better yourself. All right, seems like you have a lot of help to do that as well. Your fourth card, which represents your challenge, any negativity you may face in your shadow, is the Three of Swords, Ram, represented by the number 40. Steals treasure from kings, destroys cities and the dignities of men, tells of things past, present, and future. It causes love between friends and foes. Okay, a lot of this deals with heartache. All right, a lot of this deals with being shamed, being rejected. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways this may play out. You know, for you, maybe you're rejecting your shadow side right now. You get what I mean? You're rejecting that other side, even though your angel isn't. You get what I mean? Maybe you're rejecting your past, you know, maybe you're rejecting your present, your future. You know, maybe you just got out of a heartbreak, you get what I mean? Maybe you just got out of a bad situation, right? And you have the power to do a lot of good things, but just because, you know, you may be stuck in the past, right? So try not to be stuck in the past right now. You know, it may be hard for you, you know, you may still be feeling that heavy, you know, that may still be in your heart. You get what I mean? That's still your history, you know, that's still your memories. But try not to let them affect your future decisions. You get what I mean? Don't steal from yourself, right? Don't steal from your future thinking about your past. You know, don't steal from the present moment thinking about the past or thinking about the future. You know, live in the current moment, live in the now. You know, live in yourself, live in your true self, your true soul. You know, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's been through breakups. Everyone's been rejected before. You know, try not to feel so bad about it, you know. Try to make better decisions, right? Try to make better decisions in the future. Don't go to that negative side. You know, you may be able to find true love. You may be able to find money, happiness, you know, positive life, good relationships. You know, just don't stay in the past. You know, don't play the heartbroken guy forever. Don't play the broken heart girl forever. You know, it seems like you've been able to heal if you have multiple angels helping you. You get what I mean? You've been able to heal. You get what I mean? But healing is a lifelong process. You get what I mean? But I think you're able to take the next steps that you want to take, whether that's in love or career. You get what I mean? Or self. You're able to take those steps. You know, you could have been brokenhearted, and, you know, it's okay to start a new relationship. You get what I mean? If you're questioning that, like, if I'm ready for a relationship, you are. You are. You get what I mean? Try not to bring any baggage, but you're ready. You get what I mean? You're ready. Number 5 is energy that's not worth controlling. Is the King of Cups, Alasir, 52, in reverse. Teaches astronomy and liberal arts, brings good familiars. The King of Cups represents a lot of emotions. You know, a lot of times we can't control our emotions, you know. We just enjoy the roller coaster. We just sit on the roller coaster. We go up and down. You get what I mean? And most of the time, we heal our emotions with time. It takes time to get rid of these heartbreaks. You get what I mean? It takes time to recover from being rejected, for being an outcast. You get what I mean? From being denied an opportunity to being denied love. You can't just force yourself to feel better. You can take the steps. You get what I mean? You can try to get therapy. You can try to go out more. You get what I mean? You can meditate. You can do whatever you want. You get what I mean? But we can't force our emotions at the end of the day. So try not to be forcing things. Let them come to you. Let them be free. Let them appear as they may. You may be feeling a little insecure right now. That's okay. You may be feeling heartbroken still. That's okay. Don't control it. You get what I mean? It'll heal with time. You get what I mean? It's like a scab, right? It's like a fresh wound. Maybe you're dealing with fresh wounds right now. The only thing that can really help it is time. But a new partner may be able to help. A new opportunity, a new job. You get what I mean? A new choice may be able to help. Focus on, yourself may help. But you can't beg someone for forgiveness, or you can't beg someone to take you back. You can't, make people feel a certain way. This may also be other people's emotions. You get what I mean? Someone's head over heels for you. You can't control that. If someone wants to block you and ignore you, you can't control that. That's their emotions. You get what I mean? So let their emotions be what they are. Let your emotions be what they are. You get what I mean? You have a lot of help. You have a lot of choices. You're divinely guided right now. Everything will be better in time. Now, the 6th card, which represents your future self, is the 6 of Wands Mirror in reverse, represented by number 54. Teaches philosophy perfectly, brings souls back from the dead to answer questions. And this is in reverse. So, you get what I mean? Maybe you're about to have a kid. Maybe you're about to start a new career. You get what I mean? Maybe you're about to birth something, bring something to this world. By the end of the month, you should be bringing new energy, new life into the world, whether that's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. You get what I mean? You'll be able to get that soul back. You get what I mean? You'll start feeling like yourself again. You get what I mean? Once you make those right choices, things will be able to blossom more. Upright, this is a very wild man. Right? In reverse, that means you're more calm. You're going to be more calm. You're going to be more cool. You're going to be more collected. Right? Your emotions will be under control. Don't try to control them. You get what I mean? Let your angels do that. Let Raphael do that. Let whoever you're working with do that. Let God do that. You get what I mean? Just focus on yourself and you'll be okay. All right, the 6 of Wands also can represent confidence. All right, in reverse, it's a lack of confidence. You get what I mean? You have a lot of help. You got God helping you, angels helping you, all that. A lot of us do. And we still don't have to be confident all the time. You get what I mean? You can't force confidence. You can't force yourself. So maybe you'll learn, maybe you won't. I'm hoping you will. I'm hoping you'll learn to just let things be. You get what I mean? Be confident in who you are. Be confident in your opportunities. You get what I mean? Maybe your past, you get what I mean? Maybe people in your past were telling you you were worthless, you weren't shit. You get what I mean? You were not a good person. You get what I mean? And maybe that's still affecting your confidence. You don't know what to choose. You don't know if you want to choose to fake confidence or spend time building. It takes years to truly be confident, right? You could spend a day faking confidence, or you can work on it for years and get that natural confidence, right? You can pretend like you're over that heartbreak, or you can spend time, spend months, maybe spend years, I don't know. Maybe you're in a 10-year relationship. You get what I mean? Take that time to be true. You get what I mean? Don't be faking it. You get what I mean? Maybe you do still love that person. That's okay. You get what I mean? You can love someone and not be with them. You can love someone and not talk to them. You can love someone and know you're not good together. You get what I mean? That's okay. Don't let it affect you. Don't let it affect your mind, your emotions. You get what I mean? Don't let it affect your actions and your new opportunities. You get what I mean? Your new partners, right? Your new job, right? Your new self, right? This can represent, low self-esteem, living in your ego. You know what I mean? Try not to choose ego. Ego gets you nowhere. Pride gets you nowhere. That's something I'm learning personally right now. Pride has caused the end of all my relationships. You get what I mean? So work on your pride. You get what I mean? All these angels really telling you, how the king of the angels fell, how Lucifer fell is pride, right? Spend time working on your pride. Okay? Not too many people spend time working on their pride. That's something I've been doing myself. You get what I mean? As of like yesterday. So, spend time. If you're not that prideful, you'll be able to be more in that lover energy, right? Teaches philosophy perfectly, right? In reverse, your philosophy doesn't have to be perfect. Your actions don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You get what I mean? Your relationship really doesn't have to be perfect, right? It's up to you to choose, though, what's worth hanging on to, what's worth going to get. You get what I mean? What's worth fighting for, what's worth sinking your teeth into. You get what I mean? And who's worth doing that for? Find somebody worthy of you. A lot of this is saying you. You get what I mean? You're okay. I'm telling you that. As your brother, you're okay. Find someone who is okay with you, with your true self. You don't have to be the richest person in the world. You don't have to be the most handsomest person in the world, the most beautiful girl. You get what I mean? You don't have to be perfect. Someone's going to love you for you. Literally, someone's going to love you for you. And not because how you make them feel, not because you have all this, not because you're a king, not because you have the biggest house, you have the most money. No, someone's going to love you, just for being yourself. You get what I mean? Just for the things you can show them. Right? The life you have, your life is valuable. You get what I mean? You don't have to tell everyone you're the shit. You don't have to tell everyone, oh, I'm that guy. My life is valuable. Oh, I hit the lottery. You get what I mean? You can keep all that to yourself, truly. You got what I mean? And spread it with people in your pack. Don't be too worried about the negativity that comes from others, because it affects you greatly. It affects your choices. You get what I mean? If you're around better people, you would make better choices, right? If you're around negative people who are making you feel negative, right, who are bringing up your past, you get what I mean? You're going to choose that side of you that you don't want to choose, and no one wants to choose that. You get what I mean? You don't want to choose that dark side of you. So, be careful. Enjoy your month. You get what I mean? You have a lot of help. You know what I mean? Spend this time working on yourself. Spend this time working on your home. Right? Spend this time working on your heart. Taurus represents the heart. You get what I mean? You can't force your heart to pump blood. It does it naturally. You know what I mean? So align more back with your body, with yourself, right? With your angels.